그 己都在中央的，都是个人中央的这个中央的，所以说中央还有好多不同的地方，或者说在那里，我现在是保证了，还有那个我说这个看这个有八个我说就是这样的地方，就只有我这个
So here for the visualization, when you receive the vase empowerment, think first of all that all sentient beings receive this empowerment. So there are as many empowerment deities conferring the empowerment and holding vases in their hand as there are sentient beings. And think that the empowerment nectar is then poured into the crowns of all sentient beings. And so this water, this vase water, also is the deity by nature because the essence are the deity. And during the empowerment, we are actually only introduced to something that is already how it is, the natural state of things. So we are not actually obtaining something new. So you know that when you really understand the view of the secret mantra. So now think that when you receive the vase empowerment, that all sentient beings receive this empowerment and the vase nectar is poured into their crowns where it enters the central channel and also your own central channel, and then it fills up your entire body and all the channels in your body and then leaves through the channels or the pores of your body, and think that your body has become purified, just like a rainbow. Think that now the ordinary material body has disappeared and turned into a rainbow-like body.
那现在我们必须要接受这个宝瓶的灌顶，就是观想一切众生跟你在一起，那你就是一起呢领受这个宝瓶的灌顶加持。那因为当这个灌顶的净水通过你的饭穴进入你的身体的时候呢，因为这个净水是属于五大元素之一，那五大元素的实相跟本尊身那其实是无二无别的。那所以受灌的时候，你就必须要观修很多的本尊手持着宝瓶，里面呢洒下这个净水，通过我们的饭穴进入我们的这个中脉，然后充满我们的全身，那就只得到这个本尊的身的灌顶加持。那通过这个灌顶呢，其实是根据密咒称的这个见地呢，灌顶其实为我们引介本来就在那儿的这个实相，所以接受灌顶之后呢，本来就是无所得的。不要认为你会说你会得到一些额外或者新的什么，因为你所被引介的是你本有的这个实相，那是不增不减不来不去的。那所以你没有额外得到一些什么新的什么，你只是被引介到你本有的这个实相而已。这个是密咒称的无上的见地。所以等一会儿接受这个灌顶的时候呢，要观修一切众生都同样的接受这个灌顶净水的灌洒，然后通过中脉进入你的全身， 遍满你的全所有的脉，所有的这个器官，所有的细胞都得到洗涤跟这个净化，那你就把你的凡夫的色身转变成了这个彩虹般晶莹剔透的这个身相，所以如是的观想就此得到这个本尊身方面的灌顶加持。
Being thus initiated, karmic imprints the body and purified. You have received the complete now empowered to practice the stages, visualizing your body as the deity, the union of appearance and emptiness. As a result, you will have the fortune to accomplish the Nirmanakaya.
那得到灌顶之后呢，行者身体方面之业习名因染污烦恼积直取，皆一一得到清除、净化跟熄灭。你已经接受完整身方面的灌顶加持，你已经获得授权修持升起次第，并观修自身为本尊之身，以及显空不二之身。你也将获得殊胜正悟化身佛之果。
Lord Jigten Sumgyön had said the difference between the sutras and the tantras is the empowerment. The sutra path, the way in which one purifies self-grasping, is the same, and that is through the mind. With the mind, one cultivates bodhicitta. That is the main practice. And cultivating bodhicitta throughout several lifetimes, one finally achieves liberation. It is said the path of Vajrayana, of secret mantra, is the swift path. And what is the difference now between sutras and tantras? It is that in terms of bodhicitta, they are the same, but there still are those imprints, these ordinary imprints of the body and the speech. And in the Vajrayana, by visualizing ourselves in the form of the deity, we purify the karmic imprints of the body body. And by reciting the deity's mantra, we purify the karmic imprints of the speech. And so in this way, we become free of any grasping at outer form and inner body and outer void of the sound and inner speech. And so then the mind naturally actually remains without grasping. When there's no grasping and at form and at sound, the mind naturally remains pure. And actually when it comes to sound, our fixation to the actual, the truth, the reality of the sounds that we perceive is very powerful. That is a very powerful habit that we have. And so first of all, in order to purify these habitual patterns in the mind, we have to understand how they arise in the first place. How do we create them? We need to know how we place them into our mind. And then we know how to reverse that process. Then we know what antidote or method to apply. So first of all, regarding the imprints of the body, of samsara are the manifestation of the six afflictions. For example, the animals are the natural ignorance. Human beings, for manifestation of attachment. So even though attachment is an affliction by nature, it also is related to love. And as a result of that, due to this mix of affliction and love, one attains birth as a human or a god, where one experiences some happiness. But so the six realms, these appearances, the forms of the six realms, all are a natural manifestation of the afflictions. For example, hell is the natural manifestation of hatred. And so how the patterns, these karmic imprints are formed is that when every time an affliction that feeling in your mind, that is what ties you down. And this being bound up by the feeling is what creates the imprint, places the imprint in the mind. And once the imprint is in your mind, it will become projected. For example, attachment and aversion, they project as your perceptions. And so this is how we form very powerful imprints within our mind continuously. And so basically we purify them ultimately by purifying the imprint, the karmic imprint of ignorance.
那几天松贡法王就曾经说过，这个一般的显教金乘跟金刚乘的最大的这个分别，灌顶是金刚乘不共于他教他宗他派的殊胜方便法，所以降除或者是转化我执呢，一般的大乘经教呢跟密乘是一样的，升起这个菩提心，然后必须要经历过多生多世的修持，然后方能够解脱成道。但是金刚乘言呢，我们还有一个方便的这个法门，就是通过灌顶的行门，把我们的凡夫身相呢转化成为本尊身、本尊口跟本尊意。所以因为呢我们只取在身体方面的执着凡夫身为凡夫的显现，所以呢我们因为这个业习跟名印的缘故呢，所以我们执着凡夫相为我们本来这个样子。我们执着凡夫的口语，以为它就是口语本来有的这个样子，所以通过这灌顶的程序呢，把我们的凡夫身转化成这个本尊身，通过灌顶把我们的凡夫口转化成这个本尊的口语，所以这个外圣内因通过种种转化的方法呢，达到一旦转化成本尊身跟本尊口的时候，我们就达到无执的这个状态。无执就是心本来清净的样貌，纯净的本来的这个面目。那我们执着于凡夫的声音，那因为我们执着凡夫的外相， 凡夫声音的身体跟声音的外相，那是我们无始以来所有的习气所造作的一种结果。所以为了要净化我们这个名印跟这个业习呢，我们现在必须要知道说，这些名印跟业习烦恼是如何在我们的心中升起的。我们必须要用什么样的法门行门来将之转化，或者来将之对治，这一点我们必须要知道。所以通过我们的身体呢，就是在六道轮回中，所有凡夫的身体都是由6种烦恼所引生的。比如说是畜生道，畜生道之所以会存在或者显现，是因为无明缘故，无明烦恼升起的缘故。那人之所以我们的身相，是因为我们的贪爱爱染执着的这个缘故。那因为爱染执着有那个爱贪求呢，多少跟大悲心相应，所以为天人的话，我们多少有一点福乐可以享受，因为我们多少跟这个大悲心有所相应。总而言之，在6道当中，所有的6界6道众生呢，都是跟烦恼相应的，都是因为烦恼业习跟名印而投身到某一道中去，所以有了那一道的这个身相。比如说这地狱道众生是因为身心引生他们这种形貌状相。所以每当心中升起种种的烦恼的时候呢，我们就卡在这个烦恼之中，那烦恼越来越增强，就变成了无明的业习。那感受越强的话呢，我们就会投射出种种不同的形貌状相。所以呢，我们的见闻觉知也因为这样的缘故升起种种的不同的这个现象。所以呢，这个就是我们转化烦恼跟烦恼升起，把我们的本尊凡夫口转化成本尊口的这个过程。
多劫往厕所大内
Please heed me for the benefit of beings. Please grant me the great wisdom of the mantra empowerment, which is the source of all accomplishments.
念中文的经请赐予圆满一切成就之大智咒灌顶。
So now we just said the mantra is the source of all accomplishments or the siddhis. So why is it actually that we need to recite the mantra? Now, if you have faith in the deity, so what must happen is that through the faith in your deity, the moment you close your eyes, instantly the deity should appear in your mind. And we practice the deity to form this imprint so that eventually the deity stays in your mind at all times continuously. So it never leaves your mind. You never forget about the deity. Until then, we have to practice and recite the mantra. So in order to actually accomplish the deity, we recite mantra. And often there is a certain number or measure of so and so many hundreds and thousands of accumulations to be done. But the purpose for that is so that we practice the deity until it never leaves our mind, until your faith has become very strong. And any time you close your eyes, the deity is there. And whenever you encounter difficulties, you're able to recall the deity. And if you're able to do that, then it is sufficient to just recite 10,000 or so mantras. Then you have actually accomplished the deity. But until then, we need to practice. So the measure is the deity always appears in your mind. And to train in that, in particular, it is important to remember the deity when you fall asleep at night. And crucially, the moment you wake up, whenever you wake up from sleeping, instantly you should be able to remember the deity. The deity should appear in your mind instantly. And that also is like a measure of having accomplished the deity. And that practice is significant when you die, because sleeping and dying are the same thing actually. And after you have died, you wake up in the bardo. And if you have made it a habit of remembering the deity upon awakening, then also when you wake up in the bardo, you will be able to remember the deity. And if you are able to remember the deity, then with 100% certainty, you will attain enlightenment in the Sambhogakaya Pure Land of that deity. So that is the skillful means of the secret mantra, to unify the vision of the deity with the mantra recitation. And if you understand that principle, then you know how to bring into one any deity practice. And then you have truly understood the nature of the secret mantra practice, and understanding that whenever you receive an empowerment, and however many empowerments you receive, the power will be so much greater.
那就金刚乘的这个见地而言呢，密咒其实就是我们一切成就或者悉地的根源，一切的成就之源就是我们的咒语的这个持诵。那为什么我们必须要持诵这个密咒或者持诵这个咒语呢？因为当我们对这个本尊有信心的时候呢，也就是说，当我们看这个本尊的形象，当我们闭起眼睛的时候，本尊的形象就可以历历在目，了了分明。那这样的话，就表示说我们对本尊有具足绝对的信心跟虔诚的这种信念。那我们在本尊的这种名印呢，就留在我们的八世种子中。那跟我们不可须臾离，就是没有一个时候是跟我们是分开的，就是永恒跟我们同在一起的这个意思。所以持咒就是一种方便的法门，让我们保任这种观修，保任这种跟本尊永恒同在的这个静观。所以呢，有时候我们被鼓励说要持诵某一个咒语几万遍，乃至于几百万、几十万遍呢，这个目的呢，无非就是让我们跟本尊合而为一，永不须臾离，就是永恒同在的这个意思。所以当你能够保任这种观修，你的本尊一闭起眼睛就可以历历在目去观修的话呢，那你就是得到了这个本尊法的这个成就。若不如此的话，那至少要修满个这个1万遍啊之类的数目，那无非也就是为了让达到跟本尊合而为一的这种 历历在目的同在感或者是临在感。所以要知道这个目的的话，那你就观修本尊的目的你就知道的非常的这个清楚。所以当你观修本尊能够历历在目，不可虚与离的时候呢，你睡觉之前你都会想到意念起本尊的这个形象。那你起来的时候，第一个意念的第一个升起的念头，也就是本尊的形象跟本尊的这个功德。如果你能够做到这样的话呢，那无时不刻你都会想到一念升起，本尊就现前的话呢，那你即便在死亡的时刻的时候，你在死亡的中阴阶段能够得到完全的解脱。为什么呢？因为死亡跟入眠差不多是同样的一个过程。当你入眠的时候，你醒来；可是当你死的时候，你醒来，你就处于这个中阴的阶段，你在中阴的阶段中醒过来。所以如果在中阴阶段中醒过来的时候，你能够即刻任运的升起本尊观的话呢，那你100%你会得到中阴的成就，得到报身佛的这个成就。这就是金刚乘、密咒乘的不二的殊胜的这个方便，为了就是保持本尊的金观跟我们口语的密咒的念诵二而为一，把这两者结合在一起，就是密乘咒或者金刚乘的不共殊胜方便。所以当你保有这样的见地，当你懂得这个道理之后呢，你不管你接受许许多多的这个本尊的灌顶，那你的灌顶，你知道有这样的见地之后呢，你灌顶所得到的加持力就会越迅速越得力。这样的话呢，你就了解了密咒修法、密咒正修法的这个精华。你得到越多灌顶，那你就越得力，越怎么说，得心应手，事半功倍。
So now for the visualization, think that from the deities in space, mantra syllables fall down like rain drops falling down and appearing like rainbow lights. And then as you repeat the mantra, think that you have received the Om Tara Tu Tara Tura Soham, the root mantra of Tara, which then begins to circle around the Dham syllable at your heart. And then think that the mantra string is always there. So the main focus of the meditation in the Tara practice is the visualization of the mantra string, this mantra garland. And then by visualizing this and reciting the mantra, you're merging your mind with the deity's mind until eventually the deity never leaves your mind. You never forget about the deity. And so there are different mantras like the essence mantra and the heart mantra and so forth. But this one is the root mantra, and that circles around the Dham syllable at your heart, and which encompasses all the other hundreds of mantras.
那现在我们必须要去观想，从本尊那边呢，咒曼徐徐的降临，好像下雨一般的降临，然后像彩虹一般的发光，然后融入我们自身。那么呢，这个咒曼就是这个度母的根本咒 Om Tare Tu Tare Tore Swaha。那么呢，融入我们自身后，进入我们身体的时候呢，就围绕着我们心间的这个荡的种子子，然后围绕排列在荡字周围。那么呢，这个观修的目的就是要保证我们的这个咒曼的观修跟把我们的凡夫心跟本尊的智慧性合而为一，不虚与离的这个状态，这两者合而为一，永恒同在的这个意识。 然后当然度母有很多的咒语，包括根本咒啊、心咒等等。这边说的是它的根本咒，这根本咒能够涵盖容摄所有的这个度母的其他的上百个无数的这个咒语的精华。
Being thus initiated, karmic imprints and defilements accumulated with the speech and all grasping at them are purified. You have received the complete speech empowerment. You are now empowered to recite the deity's secret mantra, the Then in order to receive the mind empowerment, please repeat. Vajra holder, please heed me for the benefit of beings. Courageous Vajra master, please cause the samadhi of the supreme mind to arise.
那为了得到本尊一方面的灌顶加持，请跟着我用中文念：金刚持之，垂念我，唯利有情故，勇猛金刚上师，请您引领，殊胜意之，三摩地升起。
ini cadang topa tapi pelajaran syar boleh jalan ini dari cadang topa yang matinya pacar tu bilona pena jadi pacar segini pacar dia mau beli meni pacar tu beli cocok beli pacar kalau jadi pacar dia ngar dah boleh dah hari ngar dah boleh jadi selalu cadang kalau dia jadi身体上的差别被南韩这边把那个小木的，这身体呢这东西，大体 即使在这里，我们从茶堂所把它放到这里，这里在那往出这样继续，我生活的稍微的考虑，这生活的是大体你们话，一些任务呢，那些生命的一年的一些这里这个转发任务呢，那就是把生发也是甚至长忙了，那么甚至就把这个行了，这里做到没办法或者这这种的让这确实我的大回来。
So it is because we see form and hear sound that we place various imprints of attachment and aversion into our mind. In particular, when it comes to sound, we give rise to many thoughts of attachment and aversion. And if we do not grasp at what we hear, then no imprint will be placed into our mind. But often it is the case that when we hear something unpleasant, then grasping at that, we feel unhappy about it. Or when we hear something pleasant, then we smile, and so on. So that is that imprint that arises. And so this sound, for instance, the imprint of sound is purified when you recite the deity's mantra. And when you meditate staying in that state, then just naturally all these forms of attachment and aversion to any outer sensation of a sound is not arising, prevented from arising. And in that way, the mind remains naturally clear, like a cloud-free sky. And that is the actual nature of the mind of the deity. It is devoid of a duality between self and other. So when the mind understands that, separates from those fixations of attachment and state of the mind, which is not just here referred to as the supreme mind in the supplication. The supreme mind is your true nature, that is without self and other. There is no division between self and other. And that is what we call primordial awareness. When there is a dualistic perception, then that mind is referred to as the consciousness of all sentient beings. When there is no dualistic thought, that mind is primordial awareness, or wisdom. For example, it is like you have two vases filled with water. Actually, there is just two containers, but when they break, the content is exactly the same. And so similarly, even though there are many sentient beings, the basis of their mind is one and the same. And if you understand that, you have understood the ultimate truth. So here, at this point of the mind empowerment, you should look at the clear awareness of your own mind.
那我们众生呢，就只取这个外物的显现，那我们也只取外物的声音的这个投射。那我们听到好听的声音的时候，我们就会生贪婪爱取之心；那我们听到这个不悦耳的声音的时候，我们就心生烦恼，就会产生嗔怒之心。当我们的心对这个声音的显现无执无求的时候，那个就是我们显现的本初的这个清净心。所以呢，当我们对我们所听的一切，虽然听到非常的清楚了了分明，但是对它不执不求，没有任何或嗔或怒或喜或执取的这种烦恼或者感受之后，当我们对这个声音的执取被净化了之后呢，这是禅修静心的状态升起之后呢，我们对外在的声音虽然听到了了分明，但我们内在是不升起任何的执取的。这种清净的心就好像无云晴空，没有云朵的天空那般的朗朗明照，念兹在兹，了了分明，又非常的清清楚楚。所以当我们处于这种状态当中呢，我们的心因为没有自他二元的对立分别跟执取，那我们这时候的心跟本尊的心 也就是本尊的智慧是完全无二无别的，完全没有任何的一丝一毫的这个差别。那这个本初的智慧心，圆觉的智慧心，那跟本尊的殊胜心是完全的无二无别的。所以当我们有这个就是我们的自心本性，那我们自心的本性跟本尊的本性也是无二无别的。就那个时候呢，这个就是本初的智慧。当我们能够觉照到这个本初的自心本性或者本初的智慧现起的时候呢，在众生因为还没有认证到自身本性的智慧，这个把它叫做意识心。当你能够认证到本初智慧的时候，这个就是本尊的智慧。所以这个本初的智慧跟众生的心是在本来究竟的层次而言是无二无别，就好像两个罐子或者两个容器，这个容器的外貌形貌状相是不太一样的，所以这好像六道众生的形貌状相是各不相同，但是这两个容器里面装的水却是同样的特质的。所以就此而言呢，众生的心事跟本尊的智慧在本来的究竟的层次而言呢是无二无别的。所以当你了悟到这个层次的时候呢，我们必须要把心安放于在我们的明觉朗朗明照的本初智慧当中呢，让我们的智慧心清明心就此升起。这个就是这个智慧心意灌顶的要义跟它的过程。
So many thoughts arise within the mind. However, there is only one awareness, the consciousness, clear awareness. And even though there are many billions of sentient beings, the essence of their consciousness is one and the same. So again and again, look at the essence of your own consciousness and sustain it. And then as you habituate to it, later the experience will become just like space. There is not a single thought in your mind, and you experience a space-like nature. And that is the Dharmakaya. There is no duality. So it is sufficient if you understand that there is no duality, no separation. And there is different ways of seeing the nature of the mind or consciousness, which is the mind of the deity. Some see it when they give rise to love and compassion, because then also there is no sense of a self. So now we will meditate for a short while, and to start the meditation, I will sound the bell.
那这个众生是我们的念头是形形色色，各种各样的念头都会在我们的心中升起。可是呢，我们的明觉心只有一种，那就是念之在之了了分明的本初智慧心。那众生有各式各样六道轮回各式各样的众生会显现，可是他们的心也都是一体的，无二无别的。所以就此而言呢，当你认识到你的本来面目，你的心的本初的样貌的时候，当你不断的串习又串习以这样的觉观跟禅修的时候呢，你的心就会如虚空一般的了了分明，见之在之，清清楚楚的。所以如虚无垠晴空般虚空般的这种无念的境界， 我们就把它叫做法身。那法身就是远离二元分别的执取跟对待，这个就是法身的证悟。所以当你证悟到法身的时候，把心安住于这个法心的本初智慧心状态当中的时候，这个就是跟本尊的智慧心是无二无别的。你可以在这个状态中升起这个无我的利他大慈大悲心，这个就是无我的本初的智慧的状态。所以当仁波切敲那个铃的时候，我们就直接进入这样的这种智慧心的禅观中。
原来的话就对这个也是我看到嘛，我发现这个呢，所以说我们这个管理员，你那个这个吧，这是什么？就是中国这说，这是就是那个一九过来说过，那不查实这个就把他，从一直到马里巴头，现在突然给这东从这个吧，然后这个吧，就是把这种。
Being thus initiated, karmic imprints and defilements accumulated with the mind and all grasping at them are purified. You have received the complete mind empowerment. You are now empowered to meditate on the nature of the deity's mind, the union of clarity and emptiness. As a result, you will have the fortune to accomplish the Dharmakaya.
得观后呢，行者心意方面之业习名印烦恼染污以及其执取，皆一一得到清除、熄灭跟净化。你已经接受了完整的本尊心意方面的灌顶加持，你已经获得授权修持本尊智慧心意之本性禅修，依其明空不二之实相，你也将获得真无法身佛之果。
12动发生的是12动类型，所以是你的12的那都有没少哈好多人，这个那多的全部到人，们这些不大白的，常常那多激动每个生，哪怕到晚上第哈光，到哈过出来，到啊的我那问题把这哈过我这一块的，趁哪怕的我是没有关系。你没有讲，你到了他这个差不多不是长了，你还不出来的，这个，就是还我记得还是当地你是做过的，这个当地的上中是啥把它理解到有人怎么的呢？你至少两回来，那这个上把它理解做是我的也是。
The clear and empty mind, that is the mind of all the deities. And you see it when you look at your own mind. Clarity is that you clearly know whether or not thoughts arise. And if thoughts arise, they are like waves in water. They're impermanent, they're compounds, impermanent by nature. And then sometimes there is a time when there is not a single thought in your mind, and the mind simply abides like space. And when you see the mind at that moment, you have understood the actual view of non-duality. So the quality of knowing the nature of the mind is that you realize that the space-like nature of the mind has no duality, there is no separation. So you become free of dualistic grasping. And when that is accomplished, then you have understood the essence of Mahamudra, of Dzogchen, and of Madhyamaka. And the root cause of why we have not realized that is because we believe in the true existence of self and other being separate. And for that reason, it is necessary to cultivate immeasurable love and compassion for a very long time, because only then will you become free of any doubts in your mind. So for this reason, the practice of love and compassion are most important.
为什么我们说我们的心性本来就是明和空，或者说是明空不二的呢？为什么我们说就是明空不二，就是本尊的智慧心呢？明的意思就是说，当你的念头升起的时候，你会有了了分明的觉照力，你知道这个念头升起。可念头就好像这个海浪一般，它是无常，因为是诸法无常的缘故，它波浪不久呢之后，它就会回归海洋，那海洋才是它真正的本性。所以有时候当这个念头回归这个本性的海洋的时候呢，你会觉知到说，你的心中一念不生，没有一点的念头，就好像无云晴空那边的了了分明。这个时候你就会提升到什么叫做明空不二。所以你的心性既明又空，既空又明。当你证悟到这个明空不二的时候，你如虚空般广大的心性，能够允许万般念头的升起，可是又不加以任何的执取，让它自解脱。这个就是远离自他二元分别、执起跟对立的，把它叫一个名字叫做大手印，或者叫做大圆满，或者叫做大中观，讲的其实都是同样一个东西。当你不了悟到这一点的时候，你就会执着有实在的一个我相，还有众生相，跟我跟其他众生的这个二元分别的执取跟对立。所以很重要的，仁波切告诫我们说，必须要修持这个串习这个大慈大悲心。当慈悲心修得好的时候呢，我们就能够回归到我们的自信的光明，然后体证到这一些明空不二的这种境界。
人家网上当这个时候说，就我当这个当这个来了，晓得今儿当这个要的伊那当这刚明白了，往家去了当这就做到了，第三届考到上届到人女的不当出嘛，我爸妈对他说，上届去了，他们第三届这长嘛的呢，啥都谁能知？第过年的大一多差的呢，但是差的你竟然当这个当过了，可是他这个上届结果我的上届长嘛，什么程度了？这导致说到了当这多过去或者全面当过或者到你嘛过了，就很多人上就成就过去，上就上去。到时候就看上去了，这长了这罗马这个就叫罗马的事，他嘛不一样，你看到上去做的过，就要他们长了的就要这个的说啥，他们这些人说第三个让这个人进来，你看我们就把它不用的，因为那个的上去的人啊，他的永远说那是个皇帝呢，就是我们说话的。你家人们说，那这同志，说他很多，他来人。上届就要钱嘛，我说可以啊，为啥钱嘛？我不高兴了，那我嘛的上届的时候，那个说是对吧？他是产业嘛，不过这个让你们讨论的， 上介绍我的这个啥子成就，我这给理解，真的是配合我相信，我的这配合的这个方面，真的不一样，知道了嘛？我嘛说，这个也是这个所以，这上就成就我就给你的东西，经济学，
And it is said that the life force of the empowerment is to keep the samaya. And regarding the samaya, generally it is said that each deity has their own samayas, and there are many branch samayas, but there is really endless samayas from that perspective. However, hundreds of empowerments share one single root samaya, and that is love. And where can we find this love? It is that love that you have for whoever you love the most, be it your child or your husband or wife or your a friend or your parents, whoever you love the most. That is love. That's the love that you should have for all beings. And if you have it for all beings, we call it bodhicitta. And if we do not have it for all beings, then it becomes ordinary samsaric love that is somehow mixed with attachment and desire and a selfish mind. And that kind of love is limited. So we love some and we hate others. But the Buddha said you have to develop great love for all beings. So that is the principle samaya, the root samaya. It is to cultivate this boundless mind of love for all beings. And that is just like pouring water into the root of a tree. If you deprive the tree of water, then it will dry out eventually. So in terms of different samayas, there is so many different samayas and commitments that we take, but often we have no time to fulfill all of that, and there's also no benefit to go much into that. What's more important is to get to the root, which is the precious bodhicitta. And so what kind of love that is you bring to mind whoever you love the most, like your parents or other relatives or friends and so on, and then you think that there is not a single being who has not been that. Since beginningless time in many lifetimes, all beings have been our parents or friends and so on. All life forms, they all are the same. And in this way, every time love arises within you, you are purifying the obscurations from your mind stream. And because practice is very difficult, now we don't have much time to purify the obscurations of aeons, the Buddha also provided skillful means to purify our negative karma. For example, through the liberation by tasting, which is these mani pills, or the liberation by seeing, which is, for example, printed on those wristbands. And this liberation by seeing mantra comes from the forceful waterfall sutra by the Buddha. And it is extremely precious, and I'm offering that to you, my Dhamma friends. And if you wear this, if one person wears that amongst 100 people, for example, then everyone who sees that person will, whether it's an animal or a human being or not a human being, they all at the least will take birth in the God realms. At least the doors to the lower realms will be closed. So on those wristbands on the outside, you have the liberation by seeing mantra, and also there is a White Tara mantra on the outside. And on the inside is printed the liberation by touch mantra. So for the samaya that we are going to repeat, we are actually going to repeat the prayer of the precious bodhicitta, because that's really most important. We have love, but that love needs to be sustained or protected with patience. Samsaric sentient beings also have love, but they allow it to become spoiled. For example, no matter how much you love someone, one day something happens, you get angry or jealous, you lose all that love for that person, not recognizing the fault due to ignorance. And actually, that is what you want to bring with you from lifetime to lifetime, this mind of love. You cannot bring with you even $1, nothing. And you cannot bring with you any of your companions. Nobody will follow you. The only thing that will go with you is your own mind of love. And therefore, if you sustain love, then you will achieve temporary and ultimate happiness. Even if you would say, I don't need any of that, it just happens naturally. So that is the root commitment, to cultivate the precious bodhicitta or cultivate love. And so today for the empowerment, we will repeat that, and so then you will come up to receive the empowerment, and you will receive those gifts I mentioned before. I haven't met you, my Dharma friends, for several years, so I would like to offer these special gifts to you today. So many dashi delek, and next we repeat the Samaya of Bodhicitta.
那关于这个要得到灌顶，让我们的这个灌顶力能够维持，那得到的加持力能够维系、坚固、不变，然后辗转正上呢，就是我们要信守清净的三昧耶戒。那许多本尊就有个别不同的不共三昧耶，有大的三昧耶，那无量无尽的这个三昧耶。但是这么多的三昧耶戒当中呢，它的根本的要义跟条件就是无条件的慈悲心，或者是大爱之心。所以呢，当我们能够，比如说我们生命中生活里面都有最爱的某一个人，你的老公老婆，或者是你的父母，或者说你的孩子，所以这个是凡夫的爱。你能够把凡夫的爱呢，用去无条件的去爱护、去意念、去慈悲的关怀一切众生的时候呢，这个就是无条件的大慈大悲心，这个就是菩提心。那当我们有这个菩提心的时候呢，我们不管。就是我们知道说，我们就能够把凡夫的贪爱、爱染、自私自利的心呢，有条件的这种爱染之心呢，转化成无条件的大慈大悲心，就是殊胜的、广大的、深远的这个无上菩提心。所以，佛就是以具足这种大爱，就是无条件大爱、大慈大悲心。所以这个才是我们主要的根本的三昧耶戒。当你把握住这个主要的根本的三昧耶戒的时候，就好像你浇水，你直接把水倒去这个树根那边，让树根直接得到这甘露法水的滋润的时候，这个树就很快的成长起来。所以同样的，当你把这个菩提心、无条件慈悲心的这个甘露直接洒进你的意识田中的时候呢，那你就获得了清净的根本的三昧耶戒。那清净的根本的三昧耶戒就是菩提心、慈悲心的启发跟获得。所以当你了解到这样的这个时候呢，你就把所有的凡夫的染污心转化成为这个本尊的这个清净心。那在这边呢，仁波切有一些礼物要送给大家，就是所谓的常解脱，就是常了就得到这个即刻的这个解脱，还有这个见解脱，就是一些手饰，这个手镯，这手链。那边有这个咒语咒曼在那边，那外面呢是印着白度母的这个咒语，里面是见解脱的这个咒语跟这个真言。所以只要那个畜生道的这个动物呢见到这个咒语，你带的这个事物的时候呢，至少下三恶道的这个门能够闭上，然后呢它能够往生，死的时候能够往生天界。那这个就是我们所谓的这个主要根本的三昧，就是这个菩提心，还有清净的这个慈悲心。那我们的慈悲心跟菩提心必须要保任生生世世的跟我们同在，继续让它辗转真上，生生世世跟我们形影不离。因为呢，我们这个凡夫的爱呢，一旦生活上、生命中有一些条件遇到不如意的时候，比如说你憎恨心升起的时候，妒忌心升起的时候，就会销毁于无形之中。一念无明升起就会销毁。一干二净。那我们死的时候，1分钱也带不走，1块钱也带不走，没有任何的亲属也能够带走的。所以能够带走的唯有是我们发愿所升起的这个大慈大悲心跟这个殊胜无上的这个菩提心。所以请各位就是要发起这个殊胜的菩提心， 无条件的大慈大悲心，平等的慈爱的对待一切众生。那我们念完这个菩提心升起的愿文之后呢，那请各位有秩序的排队上来接受仁波切的加持。仁波切很开心说，在这么久以来呢，终于跟见面了啊，跟各位说如意吉祥。然后仁波切同时也会把他手上的一些礼物呢，小礼物呢送给各位。
So please repeat the precious bodhicitta prayer as a samaya. May precious bodhicitta arise where it has not yet arisen. May it not decline where it has arisen. And may it ever further increase.
请大家跟我一起念这个发菩提心文。甚珍贵菩提心，为生菩提愿升起，以生菩提不退转，祈愿真应更得上。
So people can start lining up and come up for the empowerment.
那你们大家可以有秩序的排队，一个个的上来接受灌顶加持。
请大家动作快一点啊，因为这边有很多人等着啊。头发不要再给了，你们要给去外面，赶快赶快。请大家坐下，这边大便的要大家坐下一下。请不要再跪下了，没有时间了，拿了就走。大家合作一下，因为人太多。大便的请坐下。我们现在由外面那边坐的先坐去，不然那个秩序会大乱哦。请不要，你要供养仁波切，外面有那个香放下去，我们要省时间，谢谢。大便的先合作一下，不要先动啊，坐下来先，谢谢。赶快赶快，动作快一点，谢谢。请动作快一点，因为还有几百人在后面等着哦。
Also, once you have received the empowerment, you are free to leave.
那接受灌顶加持后呢，可以就放自己方便的时间可以离开。
点，动作快一点。走了，赶快走了。请快一点好吗？药可以寄各吃下去了啊，那个是法药来的。
what they would like to see the teaching.
Yeah, I heard there's something. Maybe that's what. Maybe I forgot what it is exactly. But there's supposed to be somebody meeting Puja.
No, it's not arranged yet. They are asking me whether they can arrange that.
We've talked to him.
请大家还要做回自己的原位，
Someone in charge of it.
请大家加手后还要做回自己的原位，然后等一下我们会发放晚餐，所以请大家做回。
Maybe the value is this.
Okay. Okay. How are you? Yeah, good. Thank you.
I'm still working on your thing.
Oh, what happened?
No, it's because they didn't print it out.
Okay, doesn't matter. Yeah.
No, but I gave him the letterhead, so and then there we left. So forgot the letterhead.
Oh, it's in Vietnam.
Yeah, so anyway, I sent it to her. Please get it on it. She's going to print it out,
Okay.
and she says she'll do it. But yesterday I didn't get it, so I sent her a message this morning.
Yeah.
Because the deadline is approaching.
It's very near.
各位佛友下午好，这里有一个小小的报告，请大家加持过后呢，回到自己的座位。今天晚上我们提供晚餐，而且我们的晚餐是用饭盒，我们会发饭盒，所以你们不要上洗手间的，可以
Thank you so much. But how did Rinpoche sign it? It's just chop, is it? It's just individual signature, is it?
We have another announcement here. We will provide tonight.
Yeah, how does Rinpoche sign it?
Please remain seated after you receive the glass.
Is it like Rinpoche never... Huh? Okay.
There cannot be any letter.
Okay, yeah.
There's nothing that
Thanks for the trouble.
all approve it. And want to please print them out from me.
Okay.
I just emailed that to you, but you forward it to me directly. How about that?
You just email to me. I'll forward it to Juanita. Juanita needs to get.
做今年的
You have my email? Send it. You have my email. I didn't know you have my email. I thought you had it. Good.
Yeah, I sent it to you all later.
Huh? Yeah. There's one more thing. This Oleg, right? The Ukrainian guy. He asked me to translate, ask you to help him translate his message about live streaming. If H.E.Garchen Rinpoche can help.
What message?
He's trying to.
Message.
He's
To Rinpoche. I don't know if I have access to Rinpoche.
You don't have.
Maybe not staying in the same place.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if I had private, you know.
Yeah, you can't.
I see him in this context, like, you know. Like, I even don't eat with Rinpoche.
Yeah.
You know, so I can promise it.
It's kind of time now.
Right now, no. How
No,
many?
not now, but for after you finish or
I cannot eat right.
maybe. Right. Yeah, you be.
Yes.
So basically, he just wants the. He's been writing to the centers, Dharma centers. Yeah, if they're not replying, and he's saying.
That's something about emails.
That's why I.
Replying to the most important ones.
Right.
But it's impossible
Sorry.
to reply every single day.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's long.
Yeah.
I mean, I did his advice and I posted what he wanted to post and I did whatever he wanted me, whatever I could do.
Right.
That
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
Indeed, now.
He just wants the center to emphasize more on promoting the link because they are not.
They are promoting it.
They don't want to announce it 1 week or few. He wants them to announce 1 week before the teaching
In
starts.
Singapore, for example.
For example.
Yeah, but they have really announced a lot. Singapore.
Did it? Where did I announce? Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell Oleg that.
Yeah, they are all over Facebook every day.
Huh?
Every day they announce something, update about the teachings.
Okay, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, you cannot look at GBI. GBI is only Arizona. They're not in charge of that. I mean, he has to look at every center's website, Facebook site, like Singapore Facebook page. Next is what Hong Kong, look at Hong Kong Facebook, something like that, Next is Taiwan, look at Taiwan Facebook. It's not just one Facebook, right? I mean, it's not centralized like that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but there's many different centers organizing it, right? So and people have to check each. And I share it always, They can check my page if they want. I'm kind of centralized,
Yeah.
I mean, I share everything.
Yeah, put it on your Facebook.
Yeah, I always do.
You always put.
I always put it, yeah.
So I'll tell Oleg that Ina will put it on her Facebook and everyone can just visit your Facebook. Finish, right?
But yeah.
Okay.
Or the center's Facebook, where it goes.
Yeah.
That's best.
But the thing is, yeah. So anyway, I'll just tell him about Singapore. And maybe he's wrong, I don't know. So that's it.
Singapore is very good with announcing. Very good. Yeah.
And Taiwan?
Also, already so many times, every day almost.
The link of the face, the
I don't know if,
live stream. I think the
I
live stream
don't
they didn't
think
announce.
that 1 or 2 months in advance people have a link already,
Sorry?
This is early, like 1 month ahead of time. Most presenters don't have a link.
Right.
I mean, usually they issue it like maybe a week or so before, right?
A week before?
I mean, it's not always the same. I don't really know.
Yeah, maybe 2 days
some,
before.
Some have it the very same thing,
Yeah.
It depends on the center.
Okay.
The technology that they have available, but Singapore and Taiwan are pretty good, but I don't think they have the link at this point.
Okay.
Or maybe they do, I'm not check it out. But it's, I mean, for Taiwan and Singapore, I think they would have the link already.
Okay. Do you know that GBI changed the retreat, 3-year retreat to extended 3 years? That means 5 years.
Yeah, but it's not confirmed.
But they sent me the whole poster.
Yeah, but we're still discussing.
Really?
Yeah.
Sure? Is it? You got the latest information?
Yeah, it's like the group can agree to that kind of idea, but it's not like.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe we talk later.
yeah. Can I call you later? Can I call you later?
I have to translate for hours 7. I'm gonna be busy until kind of late, I think. But then afterwards, maybe after 9, maybe, yeah.
Or maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, or maybe tomorrow. Yeah.
It's just one thing, not that big deal, but
Yeah.
minimum of 5. It's minimum of 5. We'll meet and solve by.
No, that's we'll talk later, okay? It's all good. Yeah.
Oh,
寿桃长寿。